relationships in East Asia. I hate you, South Korea says to Japan. I hate you, Japan says to China. I hate you, China says to South Korea. Oh, and don't forget the two Koreas hate each other. Oh, and finally there's Taiwan, which is, oh my god, I love Japan. Yeah, that pretty much summarizes this region of Earth perfectly. It's not even just East Asia, let's be real. It's like all of the continent of Asia. They all despise each other. There's actually an interesting explanation, though, why the island of Taiwan likes Japan. Remember, the island of Taiwan was considered integral Japanese territory for a while there. Going back to just the World War II days isn't going back far enough, actually. Famously, the Japanese Empire was brutal to the lands it occupied, except for Taiwan. And a big reason why historians think that is why the Japanese treated the island of Taiwan so much better is because they annexed it way earlier. And they took over all these purple nations almost 50 years after they took Taiwan. Taiwan was basically just seen as like literal Japanese islands, kind of. The Korean Peninsula, yeah, not so much. Arguably, they were so brutal here. So to see the Taiwanese be like, OMG, I love Japan, yeah, I would love them too if they didn't subjugate me to the same horrors that they did to the Korean or Chinese people at this time. Bro, I will glaze you all day. Thank you for not putting me in those weird science experiments you were doing. Wait, but how does Taiwan feel about China? I bet on I hate you. You think? Probably gets even more intense than just that. Meanwhile, China to North Korea, you're a pain in my ass, but I need you. Korea really is the Poland of Asia, if you weren't aware. In fact, they're so alike, I'm waiting for P-pop to be a popular genre of music very soon. You know what? I think P-pop already basically exists, in their own version at least. By the way, for my history lovers out there, if you're interested in Byzantium or the Eastern Roman Empire, Venice or the Ottomans, I'm doing a very rare historical campaign drop for country balls over at makeshift.com. They'll only be here for a limited time, so check that link down below to makeshift.com. But speaking of the past, here's Germany's travel advice. I love when countries give different travel advices. They're telling their population where to and where to not travel to. This is like a little bit of a bigger Germany, if I remember correctly. I don't remember Germany being this big. Well, anyways, this Germany that apparently extends all the way from Normandy, France to like the Soviet Union territory. They're telling you that if you were to go to Russia, that is extremely not safe. Also not safe to go to Syria, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, or Afghanistan. Now, of course, this Germany is saying it's okay to travel to Japan and Italy. Where have I seen Japan, Germany, and Italy team up before? They're advising you to be careful, though, in the United Kingdom, the USA, and southern France. Basically, almost everything. Formerly a part of the British Empire, they're saying to be careful. Is there a joke I'm missing here? Is the joke just that New Zealand floated away to the western side of Australia? Something tells me for all the countries Germany has labeled as not safe, the German country will just expand its living space to get rid of all those not safe countries. That's the best way to get your German people to travel. Just make the German nation travel before the people can even want to get there. And if it doesn't work the first time, you can always try it again for a second. This post was fact-checked by real Austrian painters. Shouldn't the Germans absolutely love Argentina? Like, if I was a German and I had to escape some sort of crazy thing that was happening in my country, I would certainly go to Argentina to hide. Can I just say this post would have done infinitely better if it actually had like an accurate old 1940s map overlaid, and if Germany had the UK, the USA, basically all the allies labeled as not safe, including the Soviet Union. It got some of it right, but then it got a lot of it wrong. Shitpost map memes disappointing me again. Trump says we stopped the conflict between Cambodia and Armenia. Are the soldiers from these nations literally just Professor X? They were just having a mind war amongst each other. Okay, wait though, did he really say that? Did Trump say this?
Cambodia and Armenia, it was just starting and it was a bad one.
Oh, I can see where the confusion, yeah. Cambodia and Armenia were not, in fact, at war. I feel like you kind of got to include that Armenia was fighting Azerbaijan and Cambodia was fighting Thailand, but that would have limited confusion. But let's not pretend like nations have to border each other anymore in order to fight. Israel has certainly proved that that's not necessary here in 2025. Oh, is that what's going on? It was just a pigeon war between the two countries? I think he misspoke and meant to say he stopped the war between Cambodia and Argentina. And I would not want to be president. I literally misspeak in every single video, and then I would get just bashed on by 50% of the country. You gotta misspeak. If just people interpret what you say is misspoken, you're gonna have a problem. Here's apparently a visualization where Armenia is attacking from the northeast into Cambodia. Meanwhile, apparently Rwanda is helping them just along the coast of Ocean of America. Disneyland has chosen to remain neutral in the conflict. Famously, they are the equivalent of Switzerland in the theme park world. Realistically, if a war broke out between Cambodia and Armenia, I don't know where I'd put my money on. Like, they seem both evenly matched. Here's a cool idea. What about a multi-ethnic democracy in this land? Also, no racism is allowed. Wow, that seems like a pretty simple concept. I mean, a lot of democracies are basically now multi-ethnic at this point. And thank goodness they put in parentheses, no racism allowed. That will surely stop it. Everyone knows that, well, as soon as you put up signs that say stop racism, poof, goes away. Thank you, NFL. If it wasn't for this, we would still have racism. I'm so glad they put this up. They solved it all the way back in 2022. Who knew it'd be that easy? The mystery country in question here somewhat looks like Israel, but we know this is not the actual Israeli borders, so I don't know what country this could possibly be. Multi-ethnic democracy? What? Honestly, apparently the other one is just a little bit too unrealistic. Let's just go with this thing instead. Fun fact, most IKEA stores are probably about the same size as the world's smallest country. Wait, yeah, while we're at it, let's go ahead and make this union. Congrats, India and Pakistan. You can become the British Raj again. It's so crazy, it just might work. Why is this piece of Asia trying to pass off as its own continent? It literally just looks like a giant peninsula to me. Are they special or something? The amount of times I've bashed on the different definitions of continents throughout the world, it's just too much. It's the most controversial thing we can get into in the geography world, though. You would think the definition of continents would be strictly a physical thing, but no, there's a lot of cultural aspects to what is a continent and what is not. But it's not really fair. I mean, if you think about it, like, Asia's got so many different cultures in it, and yet they just throw it all into one big old place. Like I said, this is why a lot of countries around the world have different definitions to how many continents there are. We in America are taught that there's 7 continents. I don't even know how many numbers that is. But a lot of Latin America teaches that there's only 5 or 6. Do they just not count Antarctica? But a lot of Latin America just says all of America is one single continent. When I was a kid, I always thought that Europe was kind of made up by the map makers to make Asia smaller, because otherwise it would be too big. I was there 5 million years ago when this patch rolled out. I like this comment. To be honest, the whole concept of continents is outdated. The ancient Greeks came up with it to differentiate Europe, Asia, and Africa. It probably makes more sense to find a different way to categorize world regions now, yes. I do like the term Eurasia, or sometimes there's even Afro-Eurasia. Ah, yes, the most searched Austrians in every country. There's 0 countries in pink, but the pink countries are searching up Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette was Austrian? Damn, no wonder the French people cut her head off. It all makes sense now. Did they just have really good cake in Austria? Is that why she made the cake line? In all the red countries, the most searched Austrian is Mozart. That's coming out of Japan and Kenya. The yellow countries, what appears to just be Sierra Leone. The most searched Austrian is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And finally, in green, oh man, I hate when memes are badly cropped. Man, what could the last person be? Most searched Austrian? Literally everyone is searching this guy, but the damn crop here ruined it. Who could it be? Well, maybe I can conduct a little experiment myself. Open up an incognito browser and Google Austrian person. Oh, is it one of these guys? It must be one of these guys. Is Sigmund Freud Austrian? It's Sigmund Freud, right? Oh, Christoph Waltz. There's so many choices, I actually don't know who it could be. The next autocomplete. Most famous Austrian painter. Oh, these were not the images I was expecting. It's just crazy the amount of art and culture that comes out of Austria. It's like every person produced in Austria is like some sort of artist. Wait, Angela Hitler? Why does that sound familiar? Oh, see, I was right. The top comment here, it's Sigmund Freud, you guys. Thanks. Thank you. Someone finally answers the question. I was a little bit confused about Mozart randomly in Kenya, but is this that Austrian painter Google was trying to tell me about? Oh, Franz Ferdinand. Yes, I love that band. The US, if Tylenol actually oh, all right. Well, let's be clear. Tylenol does not cause it. If it did, I would, first of all, I love Tylenol. It would explain a lot because I love trains and I love Tylenol. Well, actually, maybe this isn't even a true statement. I can tell you right now, I like both. There's been people in my personal life that has actually asked me, like, do you have something wrong? Because I do like trains a lot. And that's like a dead giveaway of what's going on up here. But man, when you put it like this, as a guy that really loves high-speed rail, we all need to start taking some Tylenol. Imagine all 300 million Americans loving high-speed rail so much that we actually have to get this, make it happen. See, that's California's problem. You see, apparently we don't have enough Californians taking Tylenol on the daily, and that's why we never built our high-speed train. The medical industry is screwing us over again. I love that no matter how much you believe this or not, I guarantee 100% of people were asking their mom, hey, did you have Tylenol, hey, by any chance, while I was in you? Just to be safe. It's the cat's out of the bag. Whether it's true or not, Tylenol is screwed. You're definitely not supposed to take Advil, apparently, when you're pregnant. Ibuprofen, things like that, or you can't do anything when you're pregnant. Damn. This map isn't accurate. It would have at least 10 times the amount of trains. Oh my god, has that been Europe and Asia's secret this entire time? We just now figured out their secret weapon? They've been using cheap over-the-counter painkillers pillars to extend their infrastructure for years now. Why didn't we see this before? Question to all the Finns out there, why not simply extend the border so that you border Russia slightly less? Seems like a pretty simple concept. Why haven't you tried it earlier? Finland, you've been around for over 100 years now. Like, what's taking you so long? I know you kind of tried it back during the Winter War or World War II, the Continuation War. Why not give it a second or third chance, or whatever it is now? Third time's a charm, right? Don't tell Germany that, though. The thing is, too, there's no way you're gonna tell me that more than like 100 Russians live up here. Like, you're just gonna be grabbing more, maybe polar bear population. I say NATO helps you with extending Finland. Why not? Who's in? I'm sure the Poles are. And yeah, the smaller border to patrol should help reduce the risk of conflict. It also seems like the Russians might be down for this because they too want less possible conflict escalation with NATO. Having less of a border is a good thing, right? We all know about the two-state solutions in Israel. Now how about the two-state solution in the USA? We've got the Pacific Coast and the East Coast all connected by this nice little land bridge here. Alaska will remain a red state while we get Hawaii. I'm saying we because I guess I'm a part of the blue state solution part. You might be wondering if the red states are going to be okay with this bridge here. Well, luckily, nobody lives in this blue strip. I mean, I think it's probably getting Denver and Vegas, maybe, and that's about it. This just looks like Civil War map 2.0. Reddit sure does love offering two-state solution proposals for the USA. Here's another one, where all the red areas is one state and all the blue areas, I guess, is a singular state. Now, I don't know if Reddit has done much research about, well, something as simple as Pakistan and East Pakistan. But yeah, typically speaking, when you don't have just one contiguous land area that you control, it's kind of hard to stop other places from going independent. Not impossible, but considering you have like 30 plus different islands that you have to manage, it probably won't go very well. Maybe call this the 300 state solution or something like that, because there might be 300 states that come out of this. This looks like a game of Plague Inc. What an unfair partition. The blue areas have like 90% of the GDP. Can you imagine all those bridges they're gonna need? Why are the two major cities in Missouri desperately looking like they're trying to leave Missouri? Whether it's Kansas City in the west or St. Louis in the east, it looks like they both just really, really don't want to be in Missouri. And honestly, I don't even blame them. I don't think I'd want to be in Missouri either. Get me out of here! What other U.S. state has this? Maybe Kansas City and St. Louis just really despise each other. They want to stay in Missouri, but they want to stay as far away from each other as humanly possible. It doesn't look quite as crazy according to the population density maps of Missouri. There is a little bit of smaller pockets of red, but yeah, you can clearly see the massive pockets that we were just talking about. Bro, St. Louis used to be like a major American city back in the day. They hosted a damn World's Fair like over 100 years ago. Now they're just trying to leave Missouri. I'd argue Kansas City is tentatively trying to enter the state. That is kind of a good point. Maybe Missouri is actually the more preferable option over at least Kansas over here. If you think Missouri's bad, just look at their neighbors. This map is brought to us by a teenage American girl describing European nations. Oh god. Snooty but good fashion for France. Colonization plus good food. Good food, I would disagree. Brazil light for Portugal. Great food, friendly people for Italy. Just never ask an Italian their opinion on foreigners. Belgium, crimes against humanity. Okay, this American teenage girl actually educated. Nice. Miffy, I'm too old for that. Germany, lawful evil robot people. Yes, without humor. I guess the robot part covers the lack of humor. The UK, they do a lot of poke at parties here? Bro, how do you know that? Bro, you should not know that. Funny accent for Scotland. Pretty language plus St. Patrick's Day. 2 musical artists for Iceland. I love Laffy. Oil and xenophobia for Norway. IKEA Vikings for Sweden. Moomin plus pretty language for Finland. Wannabe Finland for Estonia. Nothing for Latvia. RIP. What's even happening here for Lithuania and Belarus? Drunks with pet bears for Russia. Fighting against Russia for Ukraine. Hyper-nationalism between Bosnia, Serbia, Romania. Are they also including basically all the Balkans? Greece gets economic depression and rich culture. 2 very opposite ends of the spectrum. Hates Greece plus is Muslim. Christmas colored flag for Bulgaria. Good beaches for Croatia. Okay, well, okay, this American teenage girl, very educated. Chocolate and war crime Switzerland. I added the war crimes, my bad. I mean, more of just no German gold. Pretty traditional dresses for Slovakia and Hungary. Also, my great grandmother is from here. That's Czechia. Femboys, Poland. What? I don't know of any Polish femboys, I'll be honest. I actually have only noticed the contrary for most of the memes. They say, oh, I think that's like a UK thing, but any British boy before the age of 25 is a femboy. Anything after 25, well, Yeah, I'm not even gonna finish that statement. But for Poland, I've never seen this before. Really, Poland? Really? Would y'all allow that? Spain never gonna beat the allegations. Portugal just sitting, laughing, thinking this is all hilarious, that they never have to worry about any of these fights. Fun fact, Portugal and Brazil are just the delusional cosplayers. It's actually Goa, India, that's the real Portuguese. There is a viral picture of Polish conservative politician posing with femboys. I think that's the source. What? Oh yeah, that's what I tried to add about the Italy thing too. And don't forget to check that link down below for Byzantium, the Ottomans, and Venice. They will be gone eventually, so why not take a look? If you're interested, place your order. They come in pretty fast. I've noticed that Makeshift's done a better job at speeding up the process. Like, once the campaign officially ends, that's when they make them, and that's when they ship them out. I've noticed, because I always buy my own plushies, they kind of come out faster, so that's great. I literally have to buy these for myself, because, yeah, like I said, I just know that even I won't be able to make them anymore, so it's like, damn, I gotta make sure that I lock these suckers down, even though I have a prototype, because sometimes my friends or family want them. Big thanks to my patrons this month. If you want your name here, check that Patreon link in the description down below. Never change Drew unless you want to. We need a Drew bobblehead figurine. Petition for Drew to make Alexander the ASMR
Connor
Tingles
Pavlik,
version 2. Fredrik Tibblin, KingBearHaze,
LoreTrack,
LuxembourgLover, Miglu the Goat, Nolan, NordTyrol,
Tambre,
and William.